Yo, what's up? So, I think I'm going to do another plant tour because there's been a lot of changes and updates and such, so I figured I would do one. So these are my room plants. This one is a new addition. This is a type of bromeliad, I forget the name. And I recently planted this tank, which is a fluval spec, and all these little plants are crypts. And that's cracking. So then the next shelf up, I have my golden pothos. This is my snail tank, and in the snail tank there's some hornwort and some java moss. So a lot of these plants, actually, I don't really like the soil in them. It dries out really fast and they need repotted basically, and I've kind of been neglecting them. So this is a Dieffenbachia, and the soil is just crap. Like, I just watered it and it's dry. It doesn't have like the right wetting agent or whatever. So this is a Philodendron Brazil, which is kind of doing poorly. This is a Pilea something, which I'm probably killing because I keep letting it dry out and it likes to be more wet. But this is a west window, and it gets pretty shaded by this tree out here, so I don't know how well these are going to do. It's more of an experiment. Oh, and I forgot to say, in this tank I also have growing out the top, I have a pothos growing out the top, and I have a Dieffenbachia and a Philodendron Brazil back there, which is doing as well. But it's lit by this LED, which is just kind of like a crappy cheap LED, but that's for the crypts. And then these guys get basically light from the window, which it does give me some brown algae, but so far I haven't had like a bad problem. It's only like an hour or two of sunlight in this tank. So then moving over here, I think last time when I did this plant was like on the ground over here, and I had not yet tortured it and abused it. Basically what I did was this plant, this is a Philodendron Imperial Red, and it basically, I got it for free from the greenhouse because it was growing totally sideways, like leaning like totally this way, and it was such a heavy plant that I couldn't really get it to not do that. So for a while I kind of just had it on my floor and didn't know what to do with it, and then I moved it here. Well, I decided I would chop it off, so I chopped off like a good probably 2/3 of the plant. Obviously this is like the little stump, and I left like 4 leaves. Well, and I buried it deeper because it does have these roots here, so I figured I'd be okay with burying it a little deeper, because it was totally like, this was totally leaning like that way. And it's been about a few weeks, maybe a month almost, and look, bud and a bud, and I think there's another one over here. So it's getting new leaves, and that is freaking awesome because I genuinely thought that oh my god, what's happening? I genuinely thought that I was basically going to kill this plant, and I didn't. It's kind of bending that way, so I think I might have to kind of hold it so that it doesn't just bend again, or put it in a better window. But I do kind of like it in this location. Like, it's got one leaf down here, it's got one leaf over there, and one up in there. It's kind of funny. But yeah, this plant is alive, yay! So then my other plant that's over here is my money plant, which I got for free because it's not a braid, it's just one. The other one's rotted. Well, there's another one downstairs, but yeah, this one's doing okay. Just kind of hanging out with my little raccoon skull. So in this tank, the pothos coming out of it is kind of sad. It doesn't like the lighting. So I also have a piece of English ivy rooting in there. And then in here, the Java Fern's doing decently, putting out new babies. And then I've got some water sprite. There's Zazzle, more water sprite. That's exciting. So then in this tank, these two are crypts, and they've been doing pretty well. They've melted, I'm pretty sure as much as they're going to melt, they've melted. These are all their new leaves. My Nubius Coffeefolia got a new leaf and or its new leaf's totally green. It lost a leaf actually that turned yellow. I'm not sure why that leaf turned yellow, and I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. But yeah, I do have it planted in the substrate, but with Anubias you want the rhizome, is that the horizontal bit, you want that to be above the substrate, but you can bury the roots, which a lot of people don't. Yeah, so then there's the roots on the pothos. I have 2 pothos in there. One over there and one over there behind the giant sponge filter. And then I have a big old Amazon sword, a big old Kleiner bar sword, which I need to trim so it's even because these leaves died and these ones are all new growth and these ones are old. Here's my snail. I've got 2 snails. Okay, and there seems to be an Anubias just back there. Kind of just, yeah, whatever. My dwarf Sagittaria, oh hi Mimosa, that's Mimosa, my dwarf Gourami. So yeah, so this dwarf Sagittaria is kind of having an issue, kind of melting. I've lost some of it. I don't know why. I had an issue with the hornwort, which is why it's in the snail tank, because it got algae and started dying and suffocating, and so I put it in there. But yeah, then also over here I have some Rotala, and the Rotala is doing okay. I mean, some of it looks a little melty, but this is new growth up here, this little bits, and it has them all around the edges, so I hope the Rotala does okay, because I really like that plant. And then in here, I have my red tiger lotus, which is really, really pretty from above. Oh, this is Bubble Nest. But these are all new. Down here, these are all new leaves on the tiger lotus. The tiger lotus is actually a bulb that just sits on top of the soil and the roots go down. So it's kind of cool. I mean, eventually they'll hit the surface and they can actually bloom. So over here, this is an Amazon sword. It's kind of big and pretty. Kind of want a bigger one almost. I don't know, like something else to fill this space. And that's an Anubias Nanji, which is getting a new leaf right there. And this is my like micro sword. There's Buzz, my beta. But it's kind of melting, and I don't know if it's going to make it. It has like one leaf that's nice, and I don't know if it's going to make it, but that's okay. Okay, so now coming downstairs to these plants. Here's my orchid, miniature orchid, which is doing okay. I mean, it put a new leaf. This is a new leaf. This is a new leaf. I had to take off the old ones because they were yellowing. New root. And this is a money plant, which is doing okay. I mean, it's getting like new leaves and stuff. I don't know. I don't like money plants very much. This is my Streptocarpella, which I don't think it likes living in this light condition. It's too not bright enough. Keeps bending towards the light. It's dropped all its blooms, you know, whatevs. Or it might just not like the soil, because this is that crappy soil mix that dries out. So this guy is my Gold Dust Dracaena, and he has totally unfurled his leaves. So he has 2 new stalks of leaves, and when they unfold and first are new, they are gold, and then when they're older, they're white. So these guys are still like turning white, and they're super pretty. He's gonna get another stalk there. But yeah, he's just kind of gonna keep growing like that. It's kind of a weird habit, but you know, whatevs. This is my little Portulacaria afra, and it's got just a volunteer bridal veil. My wee little Kalanchoe tomentosa, and my orchid is still blooming. I actually got another orchid upstairs today. I didn't show you, but that was $1 on clearance. It's a miniature one, and it has a new leaf. Yay! Ooh, awful lighting, but this is my purple passiony plant, which is, you know, I need to turn him. He's passionate. My one air plant in this little glass thing, and my other curly whirly air plant on this little stand. And this guy is really awesome. He just keeps growing. I don't know, I've been trying to turn him so that he doesn't grow all one direction. But, yeah, like these ones are very variegated and really pretty. This is a peperomia. So down here, there's some Haworthia pups. I took off my mom's Haworthias. They're still not rooted, I don't think. And these guys are the flapjack babies from my Kalanchoe luciae that flowered and got all these babies and then died. But, you know, some of them have shriveled. These are all the ones that didn't have roots. I haven't really been taking that good care of them because I kind of don't want 8 million flapjacks because they're big and large. But yeah, they've been doing okay. So this is my ficus. These leaves are just new leaves, they're not yellow. My ficus bonsai, and I kind of like the shape of him a lot. I trimmed him up. He's looks radically different than this winter. Well, he literally defoliated during this winter because he got a draft sitting here. So he regrew all his leaves and he looks beautiful. And I kind of like the shape. It's looking really nice. And then here's some more just little babies. 2 Haworthia pups, a flapjack pup, and a Streptocarpella baby. And this is a purple passion plant. So then over here is my Rex begonia, one of my Rex begonias. It's going pretty well here. I mean, I kind of trimmed it up, and it's just kind of, I don't really know what it's doing, but I never can, it is blooming, actually. And so that's cool. They're not really that exciting, but I really love this color. It's kind of curly and like, I don't know. Okay, so out here we have, let's start on this shelf. We have a Crassula perforata, which is doing okay. The one side actually died, and I put it in my prop pot. It's not dead, but it's just like, didn't like whatever was going on. I think it got a little overwatered, or underwatered. I'm not sure what's causing that. This is my Echeveria nodulosa, and it is freaking beautiful and amazing. Just got the two babies, and it's beautiful. The color is so cool. So Echeveria Pearl von Nurnberg, which just keeps getting a better rosette. It's awesome. This is a variegated Kalanchoe. I really love this color. It's so pink. And I have like a whole bunch of other ones, but this one's the one I'm keeping. So my jade plant is very red and looks really pretty healthy. Maybe a little sunburnt. I don't know. And my lithops, it looks like one of them is actually going to probably pass away. It got a little bit watered in a really bad rainstorm. Usually they don't get watered under here, but it did happen to get very wet. Where, you know, the other ones are pretty firm, but this guy, I don't know. This is my awesome little Kalanchoe humulus, which is probably like the prettiest plant ever. And this was the one that I basically killed, almost. It totally died and shriveled. And then these new babies grew from the stem, so it's great. So this is my Kalanchoe tomentosa, which has a bunch of new babies, and they're very brown from the sun. Keeps getting more, and it's adorable. So next shelf down, this is my Sedum nospalmeranium, which is still a little patchy. I think it doesn't get quite like enough sun to turn really golden, but it's very pretty. And it has like all these new ones here, like three new stalks, and then these guys. I'm gonna probably put it in a new pot soon. And this is a Pachyphytum, which I really like the color. It's like so blue. And my little Kalanchoe, antler Kalanchoe, has some new growth back there, which is cool. It did get a bit of sunburn at first, but it's okay now. So this is my flapjack baby that I got from my boss before I learned that my flapjack had babies. So I have 8 million flapjacks, but it's kind of cool to see the difference, because this one, I don't know, like this one is practically the size of these ones, but it's older, so interesting. And this is my Crassula falcata, or I guess it's a Crassula perfiliata var minor or something, but he's growing pretty well. This was the one I decided to keep. The other ones I'm probably going to sell or give away. This is my cactus. It's grown a lot. All that green up there is new growth, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm glad I could get it to root. And then this guy back here, the Haworthia cooperi, has decided to bloom again. And it's really cute. Kind of short bloom. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the like height of this thing. It just kind of blooms there. But it's been looking kind of sad, and I'm wondering if like maybe the bloom has something to do with it. That it just wasn't done blooming when I cut off the bloom stalk. I don't know. But on here there's a silver dollar jade and my burrowtail, which is getting a new little sprout, and the flapjack babies that have roots. They're kind of looking a little sad, but you know, I expected that. I pulled them off the stem like 2 weeks ago. Aloe and pops. And my Christmas cactus, which is getting some new growth, but still looks kind of weird. I don't know. So there's my Portulacaria afra bonsai. And my jade, which I trimmed. My jade, there's the trimmings. I haven't decided if I want to propagate them yet. Probably not, because too many jades. But yeah, it was looking a little kind of sad. It has been losing some leaves, but I've been trying to make it grow roots more, so I've been keeping it a little drier. But yeah, I think it is gonna look pretty. So this is my Streptocarpella and combo thing. So it's got some curly grass, Streptocarpella, and the Dichondra, which the Dichondra has now officially touched the ground, which is awesome. It's on both sides, and it's so big. Oh, I love it. So then this is a stem that I've kept, the flapjack stem, and there's still new babies kind of growing on it. So I just kind of kept it because those were too small to take off. So okay, so here's my here's my Graptopetellum perioguinis, or however you pronounce that. It's got that really intense color from the sun, and it's really, yeah, it's really, really beautiful. These guys I added in the back, but yeah, it just gets this like kind of trailing, but it also has all this up top, which is crazy. And this plant is my oldest succulent, and it really, really likes this spot, like full sun, good. So then I'm not going to go through all of these because there's way too many, but these are all of my little succulent props that I put in their own things. So there's just like, you know, a bunch of jades, a bunch of various plants that I have up there that are, you know, just smaller, and I'm going to sell most of these probably. So this is my Secretia that I just have in here. He's pretty big. I just found this guy on the floor and rooted him, so he's cool. This is my rescued Bacopa hanging basket, which was totally like basically dying when I got it. It's now getting some flowers again, and I fertilized it so it's not as yellow. Yeah, hopefully it comes back more. It looks cool. Here's my wisteria, which I had to trim like 3 times already this summer. This is going to be a bonsai. Probably next year I'll start training it. I mean, I don't know, I'm just trying to let it do its thing, because its trunk's pretty big, but it's gonna get like full-sized wisteria blossoms on it, which can be like a foot long, so it would look kind of weird if it was just real small, but that's okay. It's pretty healthy. I like it. It's so cute. So here's my annual combo here that I made. So it's got some bunnytail grass that's growing really, really well and big. And then Euphorbia diamond frost in there is also growing really pretty. And the Euchera, coral bells, and the Secretia is like exploding, and I love Secretia mixed hanging baskets or combos. It's like crazy. So then my Monstera has been hanging out here, just for shits. I don't know, I keep forgetting to bring it back in, but it's pretty big. I'll probably bring it in today, and it's been getting some like tips to its leaves that are brown, and I'm not sure why. I did fertilize it, so I might have gone too high of a strength fertilizer, or it might need repotted, that'll be a task. So here's my little Celosia, which I stole, kind of. I don't know, I really love celosia, but I really don't know what to do with it, so. This is my Rex begonia, which almost died because I had poor drainage. And now I've removed all the dead leaves. These are all new leaves. So 1, 2, 3, and it's blooming, which is cute. So it seems to be doing pretty well. I don't know. This is my little tricolor jade, which I have over here for some reason. I think it needs watered, but it's really cute. Over here is my terrarium. I've got some, it's looking like way better than when I did it. This little guys, I don't even know what that is, but there's some Fittonia, there's some Scotch moss, some of these little like button, I don't know what they are, but they're really cute and they spread really well. And then this is an artillery fern, another Fittonia, and then this is my bromeliads, which are on a stick, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, and it just kind of stays out here. It's got a false bottom, but this isn't like sealed or anything, so there's no like water reservoir in there. But yeah, false bottom, and then it's got some cloth and then some dirt, and then yeah, it's gonna come inside possibly. I don't know how the moss will do, but this isn't mine, but it's a little teacup full of string of pearls, and it's adorable. Then I have my little prop pot over here. They've been doing kind of better. There's a little baby Kalanchoe that's growing really well. Little jade, some little sedum. Oh, this is a jelly bean sedum. Yeah, they've all been doing pretty well. They're kind of cute. And then this is my rhododendron. It's a bonsai. It's a little dry. I think I want to repot it in better soil. But yeah, I like this guy. And then this is what's left of my big Crassula falcata. I decided to totally chop it back, and it's grown all these babies up there. And then right next to it is my tiger jaw, which re-rooted after a month and a half of not having roots. It's very firm now. It was squishy for so long, and I'm hoping it gets some new growth. I don't see any, but I hope so. And over here is like the sad plant area. This is my primrose, which is so sad. Definitely, I mean, I got it sad, so whatever. And this is my, I have no idea what's wrong with that, but this is my Rose of Sharon, that I also got kind of sad looking from the garden. So yeah. So last but not least, this is my bat flower, which I brought back to life, and it's still a little sad, but I mean, it literally was practically dying, and it has some new growth in there, so it'll be okay. I got it totally flopped over. So it's a Taka Shantari, or however you pronounce it, Chantieri. It's a bat flower, so it'll get like crazy. This was the flower that kind of drove you gross. It's like slimy, I don't know. But I call him Bat Lad, and he's great, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with him in the winter, but yeah. That's the final plant here, I think. I might have missed some, but hopefully not. But yeah, that's been my plant tour. So, see ya.